action. Back to my YouTube channel. My name is Fumi. If this is your first time here, you're very welcome. My name is Fumi. You can call me Fumi the Dressmaker. And in today's video, if you saw last week's video, then like you remember that we did a bodice pattern tutorial, which was basically a pattern for like a simple fitted top, and I promised that we're going to use that pattern to try to create, other styles and other cuts, and I have come through today. So today's tutorial, we're going to be learning how to do an off-shoulder top, this top that I'm actually wearing right now. So if you are interested in learning how to make a top like this, it's fitted, it's like, you see it in the video, but you can already see that like this top looks good. So if you're interested and you would like to learn to make this top, then stick around for the video. If you haven't subscribed already, like, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe, and don't forget to like and let me know what you think in the comment section. Thank you very much, and I will see you at the end of the video. Alright, so we're starting out with all of the tools and materials that we need for this project. You can take a pause and screenshot this. And this is the fabric that I'm using. I have about a little under 2 yards of this fabric here, and the first thing I'm doing is laying out my pattern and using basic household items to hold it down. If you have actual pattern weights, then that would be much better. And it was a bit of a challenge cutting around the curved edges because calendar paper is kind of stiff, so like, but I managed to work around that, and yeah, it got easier as I went on. But if you can use like brown paper or even newspaper, I actually use newspaper, but I used calendar paper just so that it will be clear for you to see on camera. So these are our two pieces, and there is an alternative way to cut the back. As you can see from the placement of this pattern, I made room for that zipper allowance. Like the way I placed it, there's supposed to be a zip at the back, but the zip of this top, I would like it to be under the arm on one of the sides, and so I didn't necessarily have to make the back have two pieces. So if you want your back to be seamless, like you don't want that seam in the middle of the back like mine is going to have, then all you need to do is fold over that zipper allowance. Just fold it so you don't have the zipper allowance, and then place your pattern, and then you can cut it that way. So yeah. Alright, so now let's get into how to make this into an off-shoulder top. So you take your pattern, and then as you can see right here, I'm going 5 inches from the shoulder, and then on the neckline I'm taking it down by 2.5 inches, and I'm just connecting those 2 points with sort of like a curved line because I want a sweetheart neckline. Depending on the shape you want, like that was going to determine how you draw this, but I'm going for like a bit of a sweetheart neckline. And then on the back, I'm coming down from the neck by about 6.5 inches, and then I'm just connecting the points together. I kind of want it to be a bit curved, and so I marked the middle of the armhole and then connected it to that 6.5. So that's, I have a bit of a curved back. You can decide whatever shape you want to go with. So I marked those same points on my fabric, and I'm just cutting them out right now. And this is what we have now for the facing, because we're not using lining, but I'm going to use a facing to finish off the neckline. So I'm just going to place this on my folded fabric, and I'm just going to make sure the two folded edges are laying perfectly on top of each other as I place my front piece on the fabric. So they are both folded, there's a fold right there, and then I'm just making sure everything is set before I start cutting. And then I'm just going to trim the bottom, and then the exact same thing, I'm going to do that for the back as well. And if your back doesn't have any seam, there's no need to divide it like I did. And then now straight on into the sleeves. For my sleeves, I'm going for 27 inches. And remember that because we're putting elastic on the edge of the sleeves and on the shoulder as well. You want to make allowance for that, so don't just use your exact sleeve length. You could add like 3 to 4 inches depending on how long your sleeve is. For me, 26 should have been fine, but I added 2 more inches just for some allowance. And so I've marked my length right here. And then for the armhole, I'm taking, this is my front piece, and I'm just going to trace this armhole. As you can see here, I'm just going to trace exactly that on my fabric right here. But first of all, I'm going to come down from that line, the line I marked for the length. I'm going to come down by 1 inch. So I'm just marking that inch and connecting the points. So after that, below that inch, that is where you're going to place your front piece before tracing the armhole. I hope you understand what I mean. Just follow along with what I'm doing in the video. So I'm just tracing the armhole, and I made sure to place my armhole below that 1 inch allowance that I made. And that 1 inch is because you are going to fold over the edge of the sleeve for the elastic. So I connected it, and then now I'm just going to draw a straight line to connect the rest of the sleeve to that armhole that we just drew. If you're going for more of like a wider hem for your sleeve, then this is the point where you draw that. But for mine, it's just straight, and then now I'm just cutting everything out. Again, please, if I'm not clear enough, you can ask your questions in the comment section. And for the second sleeve, you just basically place the first sleeve on your folded fabric and cut out the exact same thing. And this is what we have. Next up, these are our front and back pieces, and I'm just on that armhole, I'm just coming in by 1 inch, and I'm just going to mark that, because without doing this, you might have a bit of gaping when you wear the top if you don't do this. So I'm just coming in by 1 inch and then marking that before cutting it out. Now I've marked these points on the bodies of both the front and back, and I've also set out my facing pieces. These marks you can see here, I copied them from the pattern paper. These are the markings for the darts, and I just had to mark them on the fabric so I can know where I'm placing the darts. For reference, please refer to the pattern tutorial for the bodice block from last week. But yeah, I'm just going to place my facing on the front of the fabric, and I'm going to join them together and then sew my darts. And this is what I have after joining the facing together and sewing my darts. In the middle there is the front piece, and on the 2 sides are the back pieces. Now I'm going to join the front and back on this side. Remember I said there's going to be a zipper on one side, which is this other side. So yeah, I've joined it together, and I'm just placing it on my body just to make sure that like it fits right and there is no need for any amendments. So this other side is where we're going to put the zipper. So the fitting seems all right, and I'm happy with what it looks like right now. I really love the neckline, and the length is perfect. I love my top already. So this is where we're going to put our zip, and I'm just going to join it just a bit at that armhole part right there. I'll explain as we go. Yeah, so as you can see, what I was saying, I just joined it by like less than 1 inch under the other arm where we're going to put the zip. And this is the zipper. You're actually going to place it upside down on this side because the closed edge has to be on top. So we're going to place it upside down so you can get in and out of the top. I'm just trying to demonstrate how the zipper is going to be on the top. Yeah, but before that, we're going to hem the bottom of the top. You need to do the hemming before attaching the zipper. And here it is. After hemming and attaching the zip, you can see there the excess from the zip is hanging out. I'm going to cut that afterwards. But yeah, next thing we need to do is to attach our sleeves to our top, and like we're almost done. So taking the sleeve, remember that on both ends we are putting elastic. So what we need to do is to fold it over twice to create a bit of a kind of like a tunnel, a channel for the elastic to pass through. So we'll fold it over and then sew it both on the hem and then on the shoulder area before joining the side of the sleeves. So here's what it looks like after putting the elastic in on the top and then also on the bottom right here. I haven't joined the side of this one yet, but I'm just going to show you how. By attaching your safety pin to your elastic band, make sure it's properly attached and you have the right length, and then you pass it through that channel that we made. Use your pin to hold it down so it doesn't get lost in the channel, and just pass it through all the way to the other side. And after joining it all together and attaching the sleeves, you have your top all done. Thank you so much for watching this video to the end. I can't wait to see you recreate this top. If you do, don't be shy. You can send me a picture on Instagram. The link to my Instagram is in the description box, so you can send me a picture if you recreate. If you're trying to and you have like any questions or any issues at all, please let me know in the comment section and I will reply your comment as soon as I can. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I was clear enough. Of course, any other questions about anything related to this top, let me know in the comment section. If you have a tutorial that you would like to request that I do, then you can also send me that on Instagram as well. Thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing also, because I know you subscribed, and thank you for liking because I know you liked this video. So I will see you next week Tuesday for another tutorial, same time, same place. Goodbye.